Hello, welcome to Rapid Fire Online Marketing on LinkedIn Live. I'm Moreno, your host, and today our co-host is Deborah Reynolds. I'm so happy to see you this morning, Deborah. How are you?
Hey, I'm very well. Happy to be here, Marino.
And I bet that you've had your coffee this morning, Lavazza coffee, right?
Yes, and I'm having my second cup. There we go. Lavazza. Of course, you're Italian. You know all about that.
Yes. Deborah, this morning I would like to discuss my marketing plan with you and those who are listening in. It's about marketing, and my challenge is not enough leads and not enough time. You know, over the years, I've seen many online marketing plans, many tactics, many tools, techniques. Quite honestly, I've been overwhelmed and confused. However, at the same time, I've looked at this information that's come my way and I've identified nuggets of value to me. I've taken out parts that have made sense to me that I've been able to apply. And by doing that, I have consolidated a marketing plan for myself that I would like to share with you and those who listen in. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. And listen, you're not the only one who kind of gets confused and overwhelmed. And because there's so much coming at us from the online and the tech world, we've really had to pivot. So, what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another person. And what we need to do is find that ease and flow for us, and looking at those nuggets that work for us. And I like how you're sharing what works for you, because somebody else might find, hey, that works for them. They can adopt those principles. So shall we get into that first question?
Oh, yes. Please, Deborah.
Okay. So share with us, Marino, the three things that every business owner and entrepreneur does to actually increase sales and to grow their business. What has worked for you?
The answer to the question is based on an unwritten universal law that we do business with people that we know, like, and trust. Unless you're a person with an important service that nobody else is offering, then as a customer, a client, you will go to the person offering that service who doesn't necessarily need to advertise or promote. And just the fact that you know that person is enough to buy that person's service or product. However, when there is competition, when we have a choice to choose between different suppliers, different vendors, well, then, yes, we know them all, but we won't go to the first one. We will learn more about them. We will like them. Then we will see what other information we can get so that we are able to trust these people. And when we find one that we trust more than others, that is the person that we go to. So those are the three things. We need to be known, liked, and trusted. And trust is the most important one. You know, we know somebody relatively quickly. However, it takes a little more time to get to like a person, and it takes much longer to trust a person. That person needs to prove to us and others that they're trustworthy. There's just too much untrustworthiness going around the world. We need to be careful. Otherwise, we get scammed.
Yeah, the issue of character is huge. People are looking for integrity. They're looking for honesty. They're looking for great character, solid core values that are exemplified in the business as well as how we interact with our clients. And that trust factor, it's not just trusting the other person. It goes beyond that. It's trusting the product, the service, trusting that they're going to get the outcome and the results that they're hoping for as a consumer, and trusting that the business owner is going to deliver solidly on that promise without any sort of quibbling, without any deviation. So it's got to be consistent. So it's an important factor.
It's all based on the owner. You're right. You have another question?
I do. Which is the best way to differentiate ourselves from our competition, and why?
The best way, not the best, yes, the best way, not the only way, but in my opinion, the best way to differentiate oneself from our competition is to be seen and heard in more places more often than our competition. Let's face it, there are many other people out there whose services and products are as good as ours, maybe better. So how do we differentiate ourselves? Not on the quality of our products and services, but by being seen and heard more often than our competition. Because when that time comes for someone in need of help from us in terms of a service or product, we need to be first in their mind. And we will be first in their mind when they see us more often in more places than everyone else. And you see, it helps us in this way. It increases our visibility. To increase our visibility, we need to see somebody more than on their website in an ad. We need to see their moves. We need to hear their stories. And the same with us. People want to hear our stories and they want to see how we move. And then they feel that they know us. And of course, next, they need to like us. And to like us, they need to hear more from us. They want to hear entertaining stories from us, informative stories. They want to be educated. And once they get all that from us, they're more likely to like us. And then, of course, the third component, which is the most important, is trust. And to develop trust, there needs to be interaction, live interaction. Remember, offline, we trusted people when we got to know them in person, face to face. Not once, twice, several times. Then we get that feeling that gut feeling, yes, this person can be trusted. The same can happen online, and that is through live interactive events like webinars and like LinkedIn Live, this event that we are now on. By doing this repeatedly, people get to trust us, especially when they see us live in real time and are given the opportunity to ask us questions and get an answer there and there in real time.
I love what you have to say about the idea of like differentiating yourself by story, because we can have virtually the same products and services that other people do, but it is our experiences, our past experiences, and how we deliver it, and then the story that we're sharing with people, which is through our own experience, that short story, the narration, that creates that brand effect that makes us really unique, so that we can connect with some very specific people, like the ideal target market that we're going after. Through that story, people are recognizing themselves, and then that's where they feel that greater connection and the trust. So everything that you shared there is really, absolutely accurate and true. So it's great content and material, definitely, that we need to be aware of. So another question for you, Marino. What are the best sort of media that you have found for promotion, and why have you selected those things?
In the past, decades ago, it used to be printed in the classified ads in the paper, for example. And then there was radio, television, one-way communication. Only live on stage events was the only interaction that we had with the audience, us on stage and they in the audience. Then email was introduced. And then, of course, video, I think in 2006. And then webinars. Those are the two best media, video and webinars, online live events. Why? Because they are the most easily consumed. They are quick and they are interactive. The benefit is that all this can happen from the comfort of our home or our office online. There's no need for traveling. On the one side, we have videos, very powerful because videos can be watched at any time, anywhere. And there's a lot of information that we get from watching a video as opposed to, say, reading an email or an article. However, the downside is that it's not interactive. And then we have webinars or live online events like this one. The powerful part of these events is that they are interactive. So people watching can interact by asking their questions and getting their answers there and then live. Very powerful for creating trust.
Yeah, the video part of it and the live events are really important because we gain that connection with people. We can read more into their body language and their tone of voice, their facial expressions. That essence of creating greater trust within the video environment is a really important part in the online world. I mean, you and I have had, we've been in business a long time, both of us doing different things. I've spent years, of course, traveling and speaking on live stages. Moving into the online world is a different thing. It's a different cup of tea. And so we have to learn to embrace the video and the online, master classes, the webinars, the live events. That has to be part of the process. And so what mediums, can you share a little bit about the tech that you've used that seems to work well for you?
Webinars, in my opinion, are the best online tools because with webinars, you can achieve both. That is, have an online event from the comfort of your home or office. And you can also use webinars to create powerful, short marketing videos. For example, this event that we are now having is being recorded. So at the end of this session, there will be a recording for people to watch at any time after. And these recordings can also be edited. If one has a webinar, say a 1 hour webinar, and for example, say 10 questions are asked and answered, one can go in there, edit the video, extract 10 Q&A sections and create 10 independent separate videos, which with some editing can then be posted. So that would be the best tool.
I like the idea of the editing portion, which is in the online world, we call that repurposing, which is you utilize that very well for your clients. And that is a really important tool to do, is when you're recording is taking it and using it in different formats. So we're repurposing it for marketing purposes. It's important to do that. You're, of course, using, I think, GoToWebinar, there's GoToMeeting. Zoom, of course, is a really popular platform. And then, of course, the Facebook Lives, and of course, this one, which is a LinkedIn Live. So all of these mediums are critical. So another question for you, Marino. Do you have a high-level marketing plan to share with us?
Definitely. And before going to the plan, something's come to mind that I need to say about the previous point about recording online. People's expectations, or rather, people don't expect perfect recordings. It's not like it was decades ago where people were expected to go to a studio to produce a perfect recording. People don't want to see Hollywood actors. People want to see ourselves in a natural way. If we make mistakes, if we are not perfect online, it doesn't matter. They want to see who we really are. And what is important to them is the information that we are conveying. If our image is not perfect, they're okay with it. To share my plan, I am now going to do a screen share. Let's see how this is going to work. I need to do some moving around. So I'm still looking at you. There we are. Screen share.
Hey, I just want to add that we all make mistakes. In one of my colleagues had just recorded 4 hours of content and realized she forgot to hit the record button. And then you and I had actually started this live event without actually going live where we first started. So it always happens. You kind of need these reminders to move forward in a way and making sure you're doing the right thing. So, hey, we all make those mistakes. So good. You've shared screen. So share a little bit more about what you've got there, Marino.
Yes, this is the real world and we're real people. We're not robots, not yet anyway. This is my overall marketing plan. Make it a little bit bigger. And I'll drill down into it. It's high level. Our biggest marketing challenges are certainly mine: not enough leads and not enough time. Let me just run down these main headings. The leads that I focus on, I source from LinkedIn. That is my online social media that I focus on. I need a plan to do all this. I call it the editorial calendar. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do within LinkedIn to help me get prospect leads. I'll touch on creating videos. I'll also touch on what I do for launching online live events. And then, of course, email has been around for decades and is still as important now as it was when email was first introduced. Going back to the top, leads to get online attention and then connect. On LinkedIn, I post videos on LinkedIn regularly. And also on LinkedIn, I've started creating online live events, OLE. This is an example of an online live event that we are now on. The editorial calendar. It's best to build a 3-month plan. Longer it's unnecessary because it's too far ahead and things change. And we need to look forward 3 months so that we can plan ahead. I look at what has to be done, tasks, and when those tasks need to be done, because for every task, we need to take action on a specific day. For tasks, I identify topics of interest or list frequently asked questions. For videos that I produce, I always write the script in detail. Online live events, those are tasks that I plan. I never wing an online live event like this one. This one has been carefully planned. I create videos. Those are each tasks. Usually I don't create just one video per sitting. I will create several videos in one morning. Say I set everything up once and then create a number of videos from that one sitting. It saves time. Then the online live events and videos, when they get posted, they need to get promoted. So promotion is another very important task that needs to be executed well, planned and executed in time. Email content of emails needs to be created, needs to be written and rewritten. And then of course, emails are sent out using an autoresponder. So automation needs to be planned and carried out as well with autoresponders. What is important here for the editorial calendar is to list the tasks and when they are done. That's the execution plan, the action plan.
One point I just kind of wanted to say,
Yes.
like how important that is for that calendar and building those timelines out. What we find is sometimes those dates and times can vary because it depends on whether you're doing it all yourself or whether you have team. So you want to make sure before things are going to go live or before your event, making sure you have lots of things in order, because you can have glitches in technology where it may force you not to go live at a particular time. So you might need to sort of adjust. The other part is like, when do your tasks have to be finished? And then if you have team, when does it get to your team so they can actually implement for you? So there are times that I'm writing certain posts and things ahead of time, getting it to my team, but I also have to allow them sufficient time to get it up onto systems, onto the back end. So all those little pieces have to be there. So you can't just assume that the deadline is the deadline. There might be other things that have to happen after that. But I like how you've laid that all out. It's important that we kind of have that specific nature to the calendar.
You will not know about all these other things that also have to happen unless you plan. You know, we are the project managers, especially when we have a team, other people involved that carry out these tasks. We simply need a plan, an execution plan. Going back to LinkedIn. The LinkedIn account is very important for those people that base acquiring their leads through LinkedIn. One needs to create an account. The LinkedIn profile is very important. It needs to be accurate and clearly describe who you are and how you help people. Because when a person comes to view your profile, they are wanting to know, right, how's this person able to help me? So we need to get into their shoes. We need to have a company page on LinkedIn. After all, we are running a business, a company, and using LinkedIn as a marketing tool. So we need to have a page. We use LinkedIn to create events. This is an event. Further down, I have it listed as live events. So creating events does not, on LinkedIn, we create events. On LinkedIn, we also create live events. They are separate. On LinkedIn, we need to join groups, identify groups where our prospects most likely are also members of, and then communicate with them through multi-message campaigns so that we can get to know them and build relationships. And through building relationships, build that very important trust. And we need to post regularly on LinkedIn information which is educational, informative, and entertaining, hopefully. Most of us are not born entertainers. Creating videos. When I create videos, I identify a topic of interest. Very important. That's where I start. I look at examples of videos. We need to set up a studio. My studio is pretty much set up most of the time. However, my studio is an office. Actually, most of the time it's an office, and when I shoot, then it becomes my studio. So I do need to switch from office to studio. That requires a little bit of setting up. We need to look at light, the camera, and sound. As I mentioned before, all my videos are scripted. I have what is it called? I'll get back to it. I present and record my videos. I edit them. When I record myself, I always try and put on my best image, dress correctly, make sure my hair is combed, and a myriad of other things at which you're a specialist, Deborah, for sure. Then, of course, once we've created these videos, these posts, once we've created the video, we post them, and then we need to promote them as well. It's just like creating a website. We build a website and put it online. Unless people know about it, nobody will visit our website. The same with a video and a post. Unless we promote them, people will not see them. And to promote them, we use search engine optimization. The description, the tags, the search terms. We need to include those because search engines look at those. That is the information that search engines interpret, not images or voice, not yet anyway. Promote it on LinkedIn, YouTube. I promote my videos and posts through email using an autoresponder. And we should also put this on our website. Getting comfortable on camera. There's no better method than practicing, and practicing. Always putting our best image forward. Launching online live events like this one. Identify a topic of interest. Plan the event. Promote it using SEO, LinkedIn, email, and website that I've covered further up, and put on our best image every time. However, I do want to say, if we are not perfect, it doesn't matter. What is perfection? Well, it depends on who is seeing us. There are many different types of perfection. There isn't one perfection for everybody. So we can never really be truly perfect for everyone. And the last item that I have here is email. I used an autoresponder. I create an email sequence which has to be planned. And all of this goes towards building that very important subscriber list, the emailing list. It is the business's most important asset. It is more valuable than dollars. That is my overall marketing plan.
There's a lot of moving pieces to that, and a lot of people don't understand all the intricate things that have to go into it. And then, of course, you're building in the automation, but you're also building in the consistency to make things happen on a regular basis. But you're absolutely right. That email list is one of the most important assets the business could possibly have. We're relying sometimes on our Facebook followers and the friends or the LinkedIn followers and all the people that we're connected with there. But on those platforms, we don't own those names and those lists. So that email list, everything kind of has to lead back to that. So we can control how we're communicating with people and not allowing those platform giants to control or to limit what we're able to do online.
Yes. Do we have a final question, Deborah?
We do. So if we want help implementing your marketing plan, where do we go? What do we do?
Of course. Yes. It's all about taking action. Up to now, it's been words, 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 which are meaningless unless we're able to take action. For those people who are interested in a copy of this marketing plan, which are called the blueprint, not there. Yes, the marketing blueprint download. I will now paste it in the comments so people can copy and paste.
It is really hard. Marino, it's hard to do it all yourself. And there are times that if we really want to leverage the online world and we want to do well, we need to hire a team to make it happen, because it could be literally impossible to make all those pieces work and move seamlessly on your own. It takes such a lengthy period of time. And like you were saying right at the very beginning, is that we have to be flexible and we have to be able to pivot, to change, to sort of adjust according to what the market trends are demanding of us. That's really important. But team is really important to make things work for us in the online world.
You are right. We cannot do it all ourselves ever. When we see somebody who's been very successful, who has made it, they have always had a team. They've always had a mentors. No one can do it all on their own. That is so true.
Thank you, Marino. That's really important content to share.
And there's another piece of information that I want to give you and everyone else, and that is a LinkedIn group where it refers to exactly what you've just said, that we can't do it alone. And in this LinkedIn group, this is where we help ourselves put into action these activities in the marketing plan. We help each other create videos. We help each other create and launch webinars. And I'm going to put this LinkedIn group link in the comments as well. This should be it here, LinkedIn group. There it is. I'm also going to paste those two links in the description for this event. And we've gone past our time. So this has been the Rapid Fire Marketing Plan, the overview. It does require effort and patience, time. As with all marketing plans, it's not a race, it's a marathon. One has to be in there for the long haul. Marketing plans or marketing results take time. They don't happen overnight. And one has to be persistent and do carry out all the necessary elements, tasks over a long period of time. Deborah, It's been great having you online again. I liked your questions. Very interactive, very informative. And of course, we are going to be back next week. And next week, you are in the hot seat. We will be discussing your topic of interest. Do you know what it is, or is that going to be a surprise?
It's going to be a surprise. Thank you, Marino. I've enjoyed it. To our audience, it's really important that you commit and make it happen.
To our attendees, thank you. Stay tuned. We will see you online next week. Goodbye until we meet again. Now it's our time to wrap it up with the end.